What Judy read to us was 1 Kings chapter 3 verses 5 through 13. And actually, verse 13 is not the end of the story. It is the end of the suggested reading as it is found in the Revised Common Lectionary. And the Revised Common Lectionary, for those who are not familiar, is a path of Bible readings to follow. And if you follow this path for 3 years, you will have read all of the stories of the Bible, kind of, sort of. All the stories that were important, according to the people with enough time and enough power to create this resource. And while I appreciate a guide, a path to follow, so that we do hear all of the stories, or most of the stories, I question this reading. Actually, what I question is the fact that it ends at verse 13, because in my opinion, that's not the end of the story. The end of the story is verse 15. And verse 15 actually takes us right back to the beginning. In verse 15, Solomon wakes up from his night of dreaming. Verse 5, where the story started, God appeared to Solomon in a dream by night and tells Solomon that he can ask for whatever he wants. And then again in verse 15, Solomon wakes up from the dream. This story of Solomon asking God for the gift of discernment, for the wisdom and the ability to tell the difference between good and evil. This is a story that is much celebrated in the Christian tradition. It's an important story. Wouldn't it be nice if all of our leaders had discernment and could tell the difference between good and evil? Now there's a dream. And actually, it is this dream part that I'm pondering. Today's Bible story is about what can happen when we dream. It's a story which leads me to ask myself and to ask you, what are you dreaming for? What are you dreaming of? If you were to close your eyes and sit quietly for a moment in the darkness, what would you notice rising up? What are you dreaming of? What are you hoping for? What gift is your soul seeking? I hope you will take some time this week to think on these things.